Hi, Shirley here, and today I would actually like to talk about self-love and how to cultivate self-love in practical ways. I know I've mentioned it in the Pluto-Venus video, but I had a comment, like I looked at my comment section and I got a notification that someone said, well, everybody tells the Pluto-Venus people how that they should love themselves and so on and so forth, but nobody tells us how to do it practically. And then I just wanted to sort of click the comment and it was gone. Um, so I guess somebody commented and then maybe they saw the rest of the video and then they dropped the comment or for whatever reason. But I think I'd like to address that because really nobody tells us how to love ourselves, and it doesn't matter if we have Pluto Venus aspects that are hampering our self-love. I think it's a very valid question, and I wanted to address that because I guess I'd see a lot of, you need to love yourself first and nourish yourself and so on and so forth. And not many people tell you like how to do it, or they give you steps that for some people, especially if they had like major issues with that, are going to be very drastic. So I'd like to address that topic as far as I know it. The thing is with love, it's an energy. And unconditional love is an energy. And it comes in when this energy comes in contact with our traumas, there is kind of a movement there, and then there are or can be triggers. So, for example, for a person, to put it practically, a person who is used to being bashed or being mistreated, have someone who tells them, "Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful," then they could look at it and they would be like, "Are you being cynical? Do you mean that? Are you trying to get something from me?" Think like that. And in their bodies, that they'd be like, stiff, like something there's something frightening, there's something that they're not used to, there's something that shakes them up in just hearing, "Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful," or any other compliment or that they might receive from someone, because they're not used to this energy, they're not used to love, they're not used to passion, they're not used to shine, and that creates a response, a reaction, reactivity. So when we come to practice self-love and nourishing ourselves, we need to be aware that that may trigger things, that that it is about getting uncomfortable sometimes, that it is about evacuating the space for something completely new. It's transforming of the memory of the cells of the body, right? In aromatherapy, we use oils like even lemon. Of course, never put lemon essential oil directly on the skin. You don't want to do it to yourself. But we might even take it internally in a safe way, mixed with a carrier oil, or use some of these oils in our massages and in our blends to revitalize the memory of the cells, because the cells have a memory of something very condensed, something very traumatic, something very unhealthy, that we want to change and illuminate, right? Illuminate. So for self-love, crystals and oils. So self-love, everybody would say probably rose quartz, but rose quartz is intense. If you're really not used to this vibration of love and self-nourishment, then rose quartz is amazing. I love it. I work with it constantly and anywhere on the body rose quartz. Sometimes I get a calling to even put it on my throat chakra. It's love energy, you know, I can put it everywhere. But I would definitely spend some more money to get a kunzite. It's a bit more rare. It's kind of, you need to spend the money because it's a bit more rare, it's a bit more expensive, but it's a lot more tender. It's a lot more tender. And let me just get the pink kunzite. Right from my altar. That's the kunzite. No, I think it's here, kunzite. Background. Yeah, you can look at it. You don't quite see the color. It's pinkish and purplish. It's very tender. It's a very tender crystal. Another one I'd use would be a scolecite. And I think, yes, I forgot to take it from under my pillow. So scolecite is, and you have those in white, like the less transparent. They're a bit more rare, so they might be a bit more expensive, especially the kunzite, but they're worth it because they're tender, and you can try to just hold them for a little while, even look at them, and oh my gosh, I look at the skulls and I'm like immediately have this, wow, so beautiful. It is so beautiful, and I slept with it. I had a beautiful night. I don't remember any of my dreams, which is usually a good case when it comes to my dreams. And the kunzite, they're very tender. The scolecite is going to open you up to spirituality from a very tender place. It's not going to overwhelm you. And the kunzite is going to open your heart to love from a very tender place. It's not going to overwhelm you, but to be tender. The word tender is like, it's a triggering word for someone who's not used to the vibration of tenderness. But these are definitely two crystals that you can even, you know, hold for a couple of seconds, then remove, and then hold for some more, then remove, and then maybe go, you know, with them around your body, and or sleep with them if you're ready to. They're just going to slightly alter the vibration of your energy in a way that is very, very tender, very sensitive to where you stand. It's not going to take everything out, you know, and just heal in a way that rose quartz can do. And if you are ready for rose quartz, then you can complement that with one, because when you're not used to any energies of love, you don't have any reference points. You don't have any reference points, so you want an energetic reference point that is external and your body can attune to it, because maybe you have not been exposed to that before, even in any of your, you know, life, or in your upbringing, or your environment. And so being exposed to a crystal can change and make it more reliable, so that it's not a person that you are drawn to or that you're attached to so much, but that you have this thing in you that is not going to, you know, manipulate you or attack you or cause you any harm. Do cleanse them, right? Do cleanse them. They like, I put them in my plants sometimes, and sometimes I even put them in my fridge. Like for some reason they might like the cold. You can sage them, and then anoint them with some essential oil. Rose essential oil is quite expensive. You can get them blended in jojoba for a cheaper price. And that would be a good way to cleanse them, to blow on them even, you know, and keep them nearby, so that you kind of get used to the energy that's different, that's a reference to something. that's going to, focus your mind and look at them, like observe them, appreciate them, like you would appreciate the beautiful art. Appreciate the beauty of them, because when you're appreciating something, you are in the energy of love and appreciation, right? You are in the energy that raises your vibration to something new. So look at them, appreciate them, feel them, attune to them. If you are in a place where you can meditate, and meditating with them, of course, but most people are not able to meditate when they have going through intensity of the wilderness of darkness inside, right? So that would be a good place to go. Crystal. So these are crystals, essential oils. Well, you definitely want them blended. Like, you definitely don't want to sniff it straight from the bottle, because that might be too strong for you when you're just experiencing the initiation of self-love. So, naturally, lavender opens the heart. But you want them blended. You want to have, seek an aromatherapist and have them blended, like jojoba oil, maybe 20 drops for a bottle of 10, like 10 milliliters, but I don't know how much is it in ounces, or oz. So that really depends. You have the heart oils like lavender, Palo Santo, burn Palo Santo, like even use the Palo Santo sticks. I know that it's a bit controversial, because Palo Santo are extinct, in danger of extinctions, as I've heard. So you might want to replace Palo Santo with lavender. I'm getting maybe a sweetgrass, although I had never tried burning sweetgrass, and I heard they're very tender. So I might want to try those once and tell you how they go. But definitely, if you do have Palo Santo, it's amazing. It's amazing vibration of unconditional love, and it cleanses things. It's a tender cleanse. And of course, you can use a lavender for kind of the beginning. But I would definitely say Palo Santo, even as an essential oil, to even put a drop on your pillow before you go to sleep. Very cleansing, very purifying. It's both tenderly grounding and opening the heart, and it removes the negative energy from you, so it can help you go to sleep. Sometimes it's difficult to sleep well, and that can go a long way into exposing you to the energy, to get an energetic reference of what love is, from a place that is not a person or a caregiver or a therapist even. So many cases where, in my country, are now being exposed to social workers and therapists and organizations that are meant to, to heal, have so many people that do the exact opposite, to really, really cruel things. So you don't want to depend on someone external. You don't necessarily want to, straight ahead go to therapy, because it might be another trauma. So energy first. Expose yourself to the energy reference of love. And then the next body we're moving into is the emotional body. And the emotional body, I'd like to address this. With touch, because you want a sensation. Before you get to the emotion, you want a sensation. And so, you rub your hands. Just rub your hands. And then feel the tingling you have in your palms. And then just go over your aura. You can touch yourself slightly. Just go over your aura. and begin to explore yourself, your body, the touch. This thing also isolates you energetically, isolating in the sense of individuation, not in the sense of not having connection with the other world, but having your own energy and sensing your own energy. And you can, just go over your body and kind of define the boundaries of your body, because lack of self-love is in so many cases a result of lack of autonomy. And you want to get connected with the autonomy of your body and be autonomous again. And feel, rub your hands and feel the space around you. Go back to yourself. Put your hands on your heart. And that can even, and notice that I did not touch the word breathing yet, because that could be triggering for many. But do incorporate this. You don't have to even touch yourself physically if that's too much for you, but do feel around your space after you've done the work with the crystals and the oils, because I want to give a first, an initial cleansing before we even get to that. So that would be the first go-to place.